I have always wanted to write a book on radio and television news, having taught the principles of writing and producing broadcast news for quite a while. In order to provide a material that would provide an insight into the basic rudiments news production as expected of any material of this nature. Although I would not say that this material is perfect one, but I consider it reliable source of instruction in the area of broadcast news writing and production. We shall start today by itemizing the vital areas we must look into on the course. We shall look into the characteristics of radio. We shall also look at the characteristics of television. We shall also look into the appreciating style in broadcast news writing. On this we shall talk about development of style, personal style, timely style, and media style. We shall also look into the classification of styles, the formal style, the informal style, and the colloquial style. Good morning. It's my pleasure to be with you again, though it's not as usual life, like the normal interaction we used to have in the class. Now you can see because of the pandemic, we are now doing it in this way. Well, we have to continue. We shall also learn the elements of effective broadcast news writing. On this aspect, focus must be on the following: clarity, conciseness, agreement in sentence construction, avoiding redundancies. We shall also study the methods of news reporting. On this content, you are expected to learn the frequently used methods and also the conventional methods. We shall look into the following areas: cumulative interest reporting, suspended interest reporting, chronological reporting, advocacy reporting, bracket journalism, convergence journalism, and as well photojournalism. We shall also study the process of broadcast news reporting. One, we have notes for news. We still have another one: observation, interviewing, note taking, and recording. And as well, we shall look into the qualities of a broadcast reporter. Yes, we must forge ahead. Having said about those things that matters in terms of the television, how to write, we shall study the useful consideration for writing broadcast news. 1. Write for the eye. 2. Right for the speaker. 3. Right for the listener. And the broadcast demands accuracy, immediacy, humanization, leads, transitions. Another important area is the approaches to radio and television news writing. We shall be looking into the types of broadcast news presentations. There we have straight news, we have news shows, interpretative methods, investigative methods. We shall also learn the television news format and how to get good pictures. More so, we shall study the interview for radio and television news. On this content, you are expected to learn the types of interview, broadcast interview procedures, recording voice paths. You should also understand how to organize news for delivery. You need to learn the following content outline: treatment, running order, the target audience, and news presenters. If you can be able to master some of the things we've discussed, I think you go far. Talking about the characteristics of radio. Radio is a sightless or a viewless medium. In radio, either the performer or listener cannot see each other. Therefore, it is called blind medium. Since it is a blind or sightless medium, the performer as well as listener has to creatively imagine each other. Radio is the technology of signaling and communicating using radio waves. Radio is one of the best communication tools that can deliver fresh music and up-to-date news. It might also be argued to be the one medium that benefits everyone, as one does not have to be literate to engage with it. Similarly, radio can add value to many if the right sources are used for information, education, and entertainment. Radio is very helpful medium to give audience immediate news. There are variations when it comes to talk radio. As mentioned, stations do not only play music or advertise products and services. They are more of being informative, active, and responsive. Important information are given emphasis so listeners can actively participate in the world they live in. Some variations include liberal talks, educational talks, conservative talks, sports talks, hot talks. Some variations even include family concerns. In a nutshell, that means you should have some flair about you. No one wants to sit and listen to a monotone host who sounds like he or she would rather be somewhere else other than hosting their own show. Listen to some of your favorite hosts. What is it about them that you enjoy? That's a question you have to ask yourself. This material is here. You can go time after time to check, to read the material. Read through. You understand more. I want you to just focus in what we are doing. This is an information that matters in your course of study. Now, let us talk about, we have said something about the characteristics of television. The characteristics of television. You can develop so many other points that will guide you. Understand your statement. Understand the sentence. Every sentence has a construction. Every sentence has a message to deliver. Of which, if you do not cast the sentence very well, the listener may not understand. Therefore, there is the need for you to follow all the ethics. I think what we are trying to pass across to you as potential or as journalists in making are the ethics. Characteristics of television. The characteristics of television. Television has both sound and sight. A TV broadcast is conceived and produced and received in audiovisual terms. As eyes absorbed and retain much more than the air, so TV broadcasts have greater influence on viewers than radio audience. As an audiovisual medium, TV has both sound and sight. A TV broadcast is conceived and produced and received in audiovisual terms. I said before, as eyes absorbs and retain much more than the air, so TV broadcasts have greater influence on viewers than radio audience. As a feature of other media, it has borrowed movement from stage camera, from the film and the microphone, from the radio, and integrate all this into a whole that makes TV uniquely new medium. As wide reach and high credibility is supreme medium of mass communication, which has turned the world into a global village. It has turned our society into an information society. It has widened the mental horizon of man by humanizing knowledge and make them feel as a citizen of words. Its credibility lies in the fact that seeing is believing. Because of its reach and believability, it becomes a powerful medium for projecting the world of politics, sports, arts, personalities, events, and ideas. As a glamorous medium, it shows glittering personalities, fashion shows, rich and famous people, and all this setting back at home, which adds to its glamour. Because of this, TV has also been called the magic bus, which fascinates the millions. However, on the bad side, the glamour and magic of TV has a potential of attracting people to the point of addiction. As a medium of the close-up, because of small screen, it is ideal for close-up of human faces, expressions, reactions, and interactions between people for presenting an interview and discussion. As a living room, medium. TV is a medium of and for the family. TV watching brings the family together. As a democratizing medium, it is a democratizing medium as it is available to all the people. It democratizes information, informal education, and literature by catering to all sections of society. Most of the TV programs are for the common man. As a medium of immediacy, TV is a supreme reporter and it captures the events as they are happening. TV operates in fixed time unit, which makes performers, writers of the scripts, and producers to be disciplined. As advertisers influence, TV is a great salesman of modern times. The businessman sells his product and services through TV, and it allows them to reach out to a vast number of potential and actual customers. Alright. Broadcast style is very different from other styles of writing, principally because, unlike most other writing, broadcast copy is written for the ear, not the eye. Much of the news written, heard on radio and television is actually rewritten. Although broadcast news reporters write original copy when they are covering a story, a considerable portion of the news on radio and television is gathered from the news wires and written in broadcast style or taken off the broadcast wires and read on the air without a rewrite. Look, I said there actually is one thing that you can do when you are given that white copy that you must learn above all else. Get rid of it fast as possible. Read it, digest it, and then discard it. After that, I said, write what you remember and don't look at the white copy again until it is time to check your facts. You may find it difficult to surrender the white copy and rely only on memory, but that is the only way to be certain that you rewrite what is basically newspaper style white copy into conversational broadcast copy. The wire services do offer a broadcast wire writing in a conversational style, but we are not concerned with that wire. This material prepares you to do what the broadcast news service writer does with the service's newspaper wire copy. Getting accustomed to reading and absorbing materials and then expressing it in your own words takes practice. Once you have conquered the temptation to refer to the original wire or newspaper copy as you write, you will. Once you have conquered the temptation to refer to the original wire or newspaper copy as you write, you will discover that your broadcast copy will be easy and natural for you or anyone else to read on the air. Another thing is conversational style. Conversational style. Writing in conversational style means writing for the ear. Newspapers obviously are written for the ear, which means that if readers do not understand something, they can return to the paragraph or sentence and read it a second time. In broadcast news, however, the audience has no such luxury. They hear the copy just once. So, broadcast copy must be written clearly and simply. Thoughts must be expressed quickly with brief, crisp, descriptive sentences. They must be aimed at ordinary people, which means the words must be understood immediately without seconds. They must be aimed at ordinary people, which means the words must be understood immediately without second thought. If the audience does not understand the copy, nothing else matters. Another thing is contractions. Yes, broadcast news writers must write the way most people speak. When we have a discussion with another person, we automatically do a number of things of which we usually are not aware. For example, we almost use contractions. We are more likely to say, I am going to work now. Than I am going to work now. And we might add, let's get together for lunch again soon, instead of let us get together again soon. In other words, if we contract our words in conversation, we should do the same in broadcast copy. Here are some other examples. Good morning, I am Jack Jones with the late news. Here is a rundown of the top stories we are covering. We have just received word that teachers are walking out of classroom at Willow Street High School. If you are driving to work, expect serious delays on the freeway because of an accident at James Street exit. There is no word from the mayor yet, or rumors he will resign. Those are the headlines. Now, here are the details. In the above copy, most pronoun-verb combinations have been contracted. In the above copy, most pronoun-verb combinations have been contracted. However, sometimes for emphasis, it is better not to contract words. For example, the mayor says he will seek re-election because the word will is key to this particular sentence. It would be better to avoid the contraction he will. The newscaster would want to emphasize the word will. Another important thing is reading your copy aloud. Reading your copy aloud, yes. Reading copy aloud helps you determine when words should be contracted, which words should be emphasized, how clear the sentences are, and how well the copy flows from sentence to sentence. Writers should not be embarrassed about reading copy aloud in the newsroom. Good grammar and some exceptions is important in news writing. The same rules of grammar apply to both print and broadcast copy. Most of the time, writers do take a few liberties in broadcast copy because of its conversational nature. You will recall that commas can be omitted from broadcast copy unless they indicate a pause, and that subordinate clauses should be avoided in broadcast writing. Another exception, verbs can be dropped from some sentences, as is frequently done in conversation. For example, if you are talking to your later career and say, look, for example, if you are talking to your later career and say, looks like snow today. Looks like snow today. Helene, no one is going to object because you did not say it appears as if we are going to get snow today. Helen, therefore, it would be natural for a newscaster to say, train injuries tonight on the topic. That story, when we return, few people will take offense because the newscaster did not say it.